The Eastern Cape Department of Education has deployed the provincial project team responsible for oversight of the implementation of the Presidential Youth Employment Initiative to travel to the education districts to stage orientation sessions for circuit managers and school principals as part of the preparations for Phase 4. The team prioritized to visit the education districts that received limited physical visits by the provincial project team in the past due to travel and operational restrictions imposed by the COVID-19 pandemic, and those that were sampled by the Auditor General so that they could reflect on the findings of the audit. The enthusiasm of the management in the districts about the program and the hunger of the school principals to get answers to their burning questions all resulted in a good turnout, which in two of the districts, namely Chris Hani West and Nelson Mandela Bay, peaked at 250 to 300 people packing the hall. The first session held in Chris Hani West in Queenstown with a keynote presentation from the provincial project manager, Ms. Lukhanyo Sidia, set the tone for what has become a much talked about roadshow in education circles, characterized by robust engagements and enlightening presentations by the provincial project team, crafting a way forward for what has to be a successful fourth phase of the Presidential Youth Employment Initiative.
We are not going to recycle. School A cannot take his EAs to School B. Ecdoe Pyei, they are all our schools in Chris Hani West. We want brand new EAs and GSAs from the box.
As the principals, we're having a problem whereby one of the GSAs or EAs resigned, but we are unable to get them to write a letter that they are resigning. And as the principal, you don't know what to do.
If we could push on that aspect, so that by the end of either October or beginning November, we all have our login details, so that by the time we conclude the interview process here too, we're able to then just go on the system and upload all of the data of the EAs and GSAs.
It's so painful where this project took my 90% time of my management. It's so painful. Can we now simplify now this time around so that we can use less time of our management in this project?
Your attendance, I'm proud of you. The house is full.
We could not upload for those schools that have not yet received e-login details. What have we done to mitigate that? We've sent e-database as this is at the end of September to Ubelele. Where does the soft locking come in now? Zizobezifakiwe as their databases onto the National Data Management System. But schools will still have to log in and upload all of those documents that need to be uploaded.
Schools are located as 7. Ungakwazi ukukhangela neighboring school okanye kwi-district yonke because kuyasibonisa nabe short ne-long list.
There are schools ezipha emazantsi njebasiphambela apha eMathole East, especially those along the coast where you don't get any connectivity during school hours. Uthi principals ukufumana mhlawumbe after hours xa sedibile esikolweni mhlawumbe sondele nearer to the town. So kulo mcimbi we-attendance, then abantwana they are going to struggle mhlawumbi phaya ukungena phaya bachazwa uba nabo bangenile esikolweni baphumule ngexesha elithile. So ayikho enye mhlawumbi another alternative to say mhlawumbi kukho i-control mhlawumbi noba yi-manual register and such things of that nature to those schools. Thank you.
Ezi zikolo zisecakolwandle uba nayo into enomasipala phakathi, you will arrange, because there is the letter that you're going to be signing with the HOD through provincial DG is calling upon all sectors to come to play in this project. So if you say you must see to it that you arrange a solution. You are going to come up with your solution. But Tata, if by an accessor WhatsApp, the unemployed youth, they will be able to log in. Indaba zika-WhatsApp bazazi ngosihlela phambi kweziyasikolo. But xa kufuneke kube zezemisebenzi zoku-attenda, they are going to bring the excuse. Asinayo i-room for manual submission. I-requirement, ifoni, i-daily system, ya-downgrade to ifoni nje. Ifoni eyigcwele SMS, uyangena kuyo, uyifumana. Yabona ke ubungakumbuza umuntu uba xa ibhatelwe imali idanyaze, uzoxelela hayi idanyaze. Ubuyakwazi ukudanyaza ngo-12 kule ndaba kuyo, uzokwazi ukulogina. If you allow yourself, niqale ngoku-allowa umanywa, nizoba ne-disclaimer. The findings of AG are there, uzoqalela kuzo ukwenza.
Some people started in May 1st, some people started on the 16th, some started even on 1st June. And now you're being called MIEA, who started in June, didn't get salary for May, for stipend for May. And you're like, no. What category was written on the form? Because we employed according to the category on the form.
Colleagues, today I think Umamo Enje has actually covered our purpose. It's only 3. We are coming to tell you how you have performed, how AG has seen you when you were audited, and what we want you to do in phase 4. Those are the 3 things that we are coming for, and we are hoping that as school principals, as project managers in the schools, you are going to implement what we want you to implement in the project.
When you were listening to the presentations from Ms. Sitia, the one constant that has moved from one phase to the next in terms of findings that we've gotten is data management, poor data management. Phase 2 especially, we all know the hassles we had to go through collecting those documents to submit to head office just to process all the payments for the EAs and the GSAs. Now this system is here to assist us in doing just that, which is managing our data more efficiently and more effectively, provided that you use the system on a daily basis.
Thank you, Didi. For me, it's not a question. It is a comment on the presentation. Firstly, I would like to thank for the way it was brought to us, and secondly, declare that to me it was quite an eye-opener as I was listening attentively some of the things which I probably took for granted, and the way it was explained when it translates to financial implications. So probably for me it will make me a better administrator and a leader. So I just wanted to acknowledge and appreciate the presentation. Thank you, Dean.
Good afternoon, colleagues. Christopher Fraserberg. My concern is the one on the training for the EAs and the GSAs. If it's a face-to-face training, whom is responsible for ferrying those EAs and GSAs? The budget already is stretched very thin, as we heard last week with the DD's presentation. That is just my concern. Thank you.
I'm saying that some of us experience pressure from district officials to appoint their family members. Yeah, and that was a huge problem. And in the next round, in a particular school, the next round when that child was not appointed again, the official was very upset. So what do we do in cases like this? Do we report to you? I'm sure we're not the only ones.
But please don't repeat what has already been asked, and don't raise your hand and say you are covered. Please.
this district, in numerous meetings that we held, we raised the challenge that we are facing with the capturing of data on Belela. And therefore, it was not a matter of not complying with an instruction. It was a matter of not getting a response with the Belela people.
Unless it is only raised today, what we do know as a matter of fact is that the system to principals from the district office has not been much open as you are indicating today. The system has been much more close and direct. I'm raising this matter in the sense that where I come from, I would be able to indicate what exactly I would love to use the unemployed youth when it comes to school, on where must they be used, as you were making an example. But when you come back to submit, the system will then tell you 1 GA and nothing more. If I say, but I need another cleaner, I need someone to do this, and the system, in terms of the implementers, will say, this is what we are going to do for you. It closes. And hence now, maybe must be clarified in terms of what then are the mechanisms to assist us.
So let's start implementing first. We are starting with implementation, then after implementing, we are going to bite this elephant, but let's start with the recruitment. If Nelson Mandela, who is district director, when we meet him at 6:30 every day, he will say, all my curriculum EAs are in schools, all the data for my curriculum EAs is captured in the system. Everybody has been appointed on Parsal. We don't talk here, we talk data. So if you want a placement, colleagues, I'm not saying it's totally closed. It is you that is going to make sure. But indication, if you are still in 22% in terms of capturing, and the district is not committing to say next week in terms of capturing, I am not going to allow your replacement. Without any fear. So Nelson Mandela, no replacement for you. But colleagues, it's your plan must address that. You know?
Sometimes I think I think the replacements. Colleagues, it's fine. I think what I want us to get on is the fact that we're getting into phase 4, right? Let us not bother ourselves that much about anticipating and then begin to say all is not well. We are registering. I think Mr. Koye has made a point. When we come to that, we will reflect on this meeting and take decision at that particular time. Because now I want a replacement. Colleagues, let me say I'm going to release you now for team, but with this caution. I'm having an audience of principals here, people that I trust because they hold leadership positions at the school. The meeting is not yet ended. We're still continuing. There's another presentation. I am not expecting to see these chairs empty after tea because you are principals, you are managers, and you have not yet concluded the process.
From the engagements with the school principals, it emerged that data capturing has been a time-consuming nightmare. The sponsorship with 11,000 tablets by the ETDP SETA and SIM cards with data from Vodacom are 2 new developments that will turn things around. This achievement has also highlighted the fact that government needs to actively initiate partnerships with the private sector in order to access more resources for the project. The next 10 days will be the last leg of this marathon program, targeting the Krisani East, the OR Tambo Coastal, and the Buffalo City districts. The provincial project team is confident that this intervention will better prepare the districts, circuits, and schools to implement the recruitment and orientation program of EAs, who have to report for duty on the 1st of February 2023.